Okay, I think I'm finally live. I was having some tech issues this morning. I could not get StreamYard to work for whatever reason. I don't know what the deal was, but here we are. Let me get my stuff all situated here. There we go. Okay. So, oh, can you guys hear that? Figures right when I start my live stream, a garbage truck comes by and it is like loud, super loud. So as you can see, no, it would be on this side. Jacob is not here today. He's on the phone with his friends, so it's just us hanging out. See if anybody's going to pop in and join me this morning. So I'm sure you guys have noticed I changed the time a little bit. There are some other people who are live at 9 a.m. Pacific time, so I thought maybe if I change the time, moved it back a little bit later, then maybe we could get more people in here. So that's why I changed the time to 9:30. Hopefully that works out okay for everybody. We'll try it, see what happens, and if not, we'll just go back to 9 o'clock, right? No big deal. Whatever, doesn't matter. So, okay, StreamYard is giving me some trouble this morning. So what's everybody up to? It's interesting when you don't have an audience to chat with. I'm just kind of rambling about nothing. Still trying to set everything up over here, make sure it's all good to go. Okay, so I just got the notification myself that I am live on my channel. You are live on your channel. Oh, I didn't know that. Duh. Duh. Oh, do you guys listen to Billie Eilish? I love Billie Eilish. I love her, love her, love her, love her. I love it when she's like, you know, in the bad guy. She's like, duh. That's totally something I would do, like in my music, you know, singing a song and just be like, ooh, make some silly noise or duh. Hey, Buying Space, how are you? Good to see you this morning. What's up, pup? My dog's talking to me. What? What do you want? I don't know. So, okay, I think the garbage truck is gone now, so I can talk. Hello, what's up? What's up? Thank you for joining us. How's everybody doing this morning? I know I changed the time on everybody, but hopefully this works out okay. So, I guess I kind of want to go back several weeks to where we had started talking about autism in school. Your daughter is going to be here too? Awesome. Cool, cool. Hey, J-Dog, how are you? All right, so we got some people popping in now. Awesome. That's great. I'm excited. So it's just me today, guys. My son's not joining us. He's on the phone with one of his friends. So that's more important for him right now. But that's okay. So anyone in here have kids in school who are on the spectrum? Any level, doesn't matter. Just kids that are on the spectrum. You got to 1,300 last week. Good for you. I still haven't got to 1,000 yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. You know, it's like I really didn't put much focus into my YouTube channel or really get serious about it until this year, or the beginning of this year. And I said, you know what? This is something that I want to do. I do enjoy it. I want to do this. So I'm going to put more time and effort into building my channel. So that was my goal. Starting in January. So we'll see. I was only going to give myself a year. But the year flew by and I really didn't do much with my channel. So I decided, no, you know what, that doesn't even count because I really didn't put the effort into it. So here we go. Brand new start from January. And yeah, we're going to build this channel up. And oh, Sunny's here from Las Vegas Thrifts. If you guys haven't checked him out and you are resellers or just interested in a really cool guy, please head over to Las Vegas Thrifts. Check out his channel. He's pretty cool. Did you let Tracy get to you? What do you mean by that, Tommy? So, what? Why are you growling at me? What do you want? You want to say hi, right? That's what it is, probably. Okay, come here. Come here. All right, so here's my dog. Chubby. My chubby dog. This is actually my son's dog. This is Mr. Sniffers. So he's supposed to be going to school to be a service dog for my son. But it's expensive. So we're trying to raise funds to see if we can get him into a training to be a service dog for my son. But he's so sweet. He's a good dog. You're a good dog. He loves to talk too. He'll just sit next to me right here and he just rah, 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 and he just talks and talks and talks and talks. And we can have a conversation back and forth. I have no idea what he's talking about, but you want to say hi too? All right, come on. All right, all the pups want to say hi. This is Winston. Winston is my grumpy old man. Say hi. I know. So this is my my poodle, and he is like about 13 years old. I'm guessing 12 or 13. We're not exactly sure. So we got him from a lady on Craigslist who was neglecting him, and so I'm kind of not quite sure how old he is, but somewhere around 12 or 13. So he's kind of an old pup. Like a mini version of your Multi-Poo? Yeah, see, okay, well, if you put the two together, because Mr. Sniffers is a Maltese and Winston is a poodle, then we would have a Multi-Poo. Oh, you saw Mr. Sniffers on Insta? Yeah, he loves to sleep. He never wants to get out of bed. And in the morning, like after my husband leaves for work, I'll put him on our bed, and then he just like goes underneath all the covers, and he never wants to get up. Like he'll fight with me if I'm trying to make the bed. He'll like roll all over the covers. He's like, nope, not happening. I'm still sleeping. So she always tells me your channel should be much bigger. Yeah, she told me that too, which is why she had me on her channel the other day, which was really awesome. She just reached out to me and said, hey, let's build your channel. So that was a really cool thing that she did for me, and I really appreciate it. You want to do it the right way. People here literally buy a service dog tag online, no training. That shouldn't be legal. It's not legal. If for some reason they were asked to provide papers for their service dog, they wouldn't have the correct papers. So it's not legal. There is a difference between a service dog and a therapy dog, or like a comfort animal. But I want him to be a fully trained service dog, which is quite expensive. If you actually buy a service dog and have them fully trained, and then you have to go to wherever they're training the dog, and you have to train with the dog for several weeks, and then you can take the dog home, that's about between $30,000 and $50,000. But if you self-train, it's not really self-training because you're still taking your dog to a place once a week and training for about a year and a half, then that can be quite, it's still like 10 grand, but it's a lot less than, you know, 30 to 50. But I keep staring over here because the chat's over here, but my camera is way over here. Yeah, 10 grand is still a lot of money to put into a dog, but I think it would benefit my son a lot to have the service dog. Maybe that's what they're doing, a comfort dog. Yeah, I mean, you can get a therapy animal just by asking your doctor for a note. So the doctor can basically say, you know, like if somebody has anxiety or something, they could write a note saying that you need your dog for comfort, and that would allow you to take it on an airplane or something like that. But that's completely different than a service dog. So, like if you walk into a grocery store with a comfort dog or a therapy dog, they can kick you out. If you walk into a grocery store with a service dog, they cannot kick you out. You are allowed to have your service dog there. The untrained comfort snake on the plane? No way. And hopefully I'm not sitting next to that snake on the plane. Have you guys seen that movie? How stupid is that movie? Snakes on a plane. That's scary though. Like, I don't really want animals on a plane at all unless they are trained. No comfort dogs, no therapy animals, because they're not trained. And you never know how an animal is kind of like a child. You know, you never know how they're going to react on an airplane. You never know how they're going to react with different people that are around or other animals that might be on the plane. And a dog that is a service dog is fully trained and knows how to react to those different types of situations. But just a regular therapy animal, no, that could be a scary situation. My throat is itchy. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about, hey Vulture, how are you? About autism in school, and see if any of you guys have kids that are in the school, whether it is not in the school, in school, whether it is a brick and mortar school or whether it is a online school. Do you homeschool? Or maybe you unschool. Maybe you do something completely different with your child. But if you have a child and you do whatever you do with schooling, put it in the chat. I want to talk about it. My son's homeschooled, and we have been homeschooling since kindergarten, essentially. Well, technically, before that. So when my son was first born, I did have a preschool that I was running out of my home, fully licensed and all that, but we did have a preschool. So there were other kids there that were learning their numbers and ABCs, and I was teaching them how to read. And my son was always there. You know, he was not even 1 year old yet, but he was always around and participating. So he picked it up really, really quickly, even though he was only 1. He was a little sponge. So we just continued with that because he was very, very interested in learning, and he was learning everything that I was teaching the other kids. So I just kept going. I didn't stop. I didn't stop with him. We kept going to the library every week, picking up tons of books. By the time he was 3 years old, he was already reading like Harry Potter. He's very, very smart. But, you know, I just started right away with him. And the thing that I see here in Nevada, and maybe that's why our school district is like last in the country, but kids start school way, way, way too late. I think kids should be going to school a lot younger because they're capable. We just need to teach them. Buying Space says, do you do a portfolio or do you test at the end of the year? Both. So when we were straight homeschooling, I was just doing a portfolio in case anyone asked me or I was questioned about what we were homeschooling on, or you know, if we needed it for you know, if we put him back into a brick and mortar or something like that. So we had portfolios. But then once we started doing online schooling, then we would have testing that they would do through the district. And it would be sort of like a quarterly and then a yearly end of the year test as well. So it's a little bit different now because he is in high school this year. He's a freshman in high school. He is doing an online schooling, but it's not through the school district. It is a private school. And with that, he doesn't have the testing, but everything is documented online, so he can use that. I guess it would be like a portfolio. So he does use that, or will use that when he applies to colleges or wherever he wants to go. So, okay, so Vulture does homeschool. That's awesome. And Old School says, anyone that is looking for a service dog, I recommend going through 4paws for Ability out of Ohio. Is 4paws, I think I'm familiar, if I'm thinking of the right place. 4paws, is that the one that deals with only golden retrievers? I could be wrong, but maybe I'm thinking of a different place. The problem with that, because I've looked at so many different options, the problem with that is my son and I both have extremely bad allergies to just about any kind of animal you could think of. Any type of like they call, I guess, hypoallergenic, or animals that don't have the dander, we're okay with. So like poodles, a Maltese, there's some other dogs, I don't know what they are, but these two, I don't have any problem. They don't shed. So we have no problems with allergies, but I would love to have like a big fluffy golden retriever, but I would be absolutely miserable, and so would my son. You homeschool also? That's great. That's really awesome. You know, we were doing straight homeschool for a while there, but it just got it got hard for me to figure out a curriculum that would keep him challenged. To keep him challenged, because just a regular school curriculum was not enough for him. He needed a lot more. He's only 12 years old, and this is his first year in high school, so he's quite ahead of the game. But I needed a little help with just doing straight homeschool, which is why we ended up choosing the program that we did that he's in now for high school. It's a very self-driven program, but the curriculum is all online, so that helps me out a lot in not really knowing what to challenge him with, I guess. And especially when it comes to math, I'm like the worst in math. I mean, I could do like basic and some algebra, but it starts getting so complicated for me. And I don't know how to teach it to him. If I don't know it myself, how am I supposed to teach it to him? So that's always been a challenge with homeschooling for me. You have a lab, but the trained labs, golden doodles, retrievers, when we were there 7 years ago. Okay, so maybe I'm just thinking of a different place. It's possible. So you have a service dog, a trained lab, and is your service dog, what disabilities is your service dog trained for? See, you guys that know me and that are in my lives all the time, I'm gonna sneeze, know how bad my allergies get. I mean, all the time I seem like my eyes are itchy and running. I live in the desert, and it's all just dirt out here, and I think it just bothers me. It's so dry, my throat's always itchy and scratchy. Oh, he's now retired. That's that's great. I hope that we will be able to train Mr. Sniffers to be a service dog. Hopefully we can start that soon because he is now 2 years old. So hopefully we can start that soon before he gets any older. Yeah, so homeschooling has always been a challenge, and we've kind of gone back and forth between homeschooling and then online schooling. Online schooling through the district, like with those different programs that they have. Depending on where you live in the country, they have different ones. They've got like K-12. Here they have something called Nevada Virtual. There's also Connections Academy. There's so many different ones. Odyssey, I think, is another one. But that's technically like a public school. So it's still run by the school district, governed by the state. However, you do all your work online. And that was a challenge. It was almost like him being in a brick and mortar school because we would still have to go to school and we would have to get an IEP or a 504 for him. And then his teachers and his principals weren't following the IEP, and it was just a challenge after challenge after challenge. And it just seemed like this huge fight every single time we had to renew his IEP, and I just got so sick of it. I got so sick of it. I'm like, there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way that we can totally lost my train of thought, but you know, there are so many kids in public schools with disabilities. There has to be a better way. You filed for due process twice. See, why do we have to go through something like that? You know, it's children with disabilities, really anyone with disabilities, deserves the same education as anyone else. And so I don't understand why it has to go that far. There was a high school here that my son really, really wanted to go to, and I'm not going to say the name of what it is because it is part of the school district, and if we ever needed to go back to the school district for some reason, I don't want an issue, but there was a school. Hey, Tiffany, how are you? Eat, Sleep, Amazon, welcome. There was a school here in Nevada, and my son really, really wanted to go to this school. Hey, Adam, thank you. You like my glasses? Thanks. These are my newer ones. I was looking for like a cat eye type. I mean, these aren't quite what I wanted. This was really as close as I could get at the store that I went to, but thank you. Thank you. I love them too. The only thing is they have this huge glare. So it's really hard to, I should have got like a non-glare or like a low glare glass or something. What was I saying? Yeah, so we have this high school here. My son really, really wanted to go to this school. It's not a brick and mortar, it was an online school. Because they had some certain programs that he wanted. He wanted like Japanese, and I don't remember exactly what they were, but he was really hoping to go to this school. Well, I sent them over all the information that they wanted to get him registered. Then I sent a copy of his 504. Now at this time, my son no longer had an IEP. He had a 504. The difference between the two, in case you guys don't know, an IEP is more, well, it's an individualized educational plan. So it really can pick things out to give your child a better education. A 504 is more like accommodations for a disability. So the school, once I sent in the 504, the school sent me a letter saying, I'm sorry, your child can't go here because we are not able to accommodate his disability. And Holy cow, smoke started coming out of my ears, let me tell you. I was like, that is illegal on so many levels. I don't even know what to do. And so my husband and I just had to sit down and really think about what our next step was going to be after we received basically a letter saying, we're discriminating against your son. He can't go to our school because he's disabled. And yeah. Oh, my son does have a disability lawyer, so I called her and I was like, give me some advice. What should I do? What do you think I should do? Should we proceed with this? Should we not? And I'm not going to get into that anymore because it's complicated. But yeah, you cannot, like, if something like that happens to you, you cannot let them get away with it because it's illegal and they cannot treat your child that way. Old school picker. For our son that has autism, he was trained to track our son in case he ever wandered off. Okay. He was also used to tether when we were out in public. He would also cuddle. Oh, that's good. See, that's what I want. That's really what I want. My son doesn't run off. He hides. So, well, he doesn't really do that anymore. But when he was younger, he was never a runner. He would just hide, and like you would turn around and he'd be gone, even though he was right there, which sounds silly. But like, for example, we were at the mall and he would just kind of like back up like this into the rack of clothes and you wouldn't see him. So he liked to do things like that where he would just hide, not run off, he would just hide. Yeah, I'd like that too. Like for him just to cuddle with him or to sit on his lap, because he's chubby, but he's a small dog. Or to sleep with him at night, you know, kind of comfort him in anxiety. So I would love that. They look good on you. Thank you, Vulture. How's Mr. Jacob doing? He's doing well. He's doing well. He's on the phone right now with one of his friends, which is why he's not joining us this morning. But maybe he'll pop in a little while. I don't know. Depends on how long he's chatting for. IEPs are only as good as the people that are serving them. We had some great experience and some horrible experience with basically the same IEP. Yeah, that's so true. Technically, by law, they have to follow an IEP. So that was definitely something that I was always fighting for, no matter what school we were going to. It seemed like a battle. And I think the challenge is that a lot of schools, even the administrators, don't fully understand the laws, or they don't fully understand what an IEP is or what a 504 is. And I know I've chatted about this before, talked about this before, that when we go to school or when teachers are in college to be a teacher or an administrator or professor or whatever it is, we really should have some type of class or schooling to teach them about special needs, to teach them about IEPs, to teach them about 504s and all different kinds of disabilities. And we don't have that. I went to school to be a teacher. I have a degree in early childhood education. And I think what we learned about special needs or disabilities was maybe like on one page of a textbook, and that was it. We never learned about what an IEP is or what a 504 is. It's just not something that is taught in school, and I don't understand why. Sunny says, my two brothers have disabilities, and my mom back in Texas looks over them. Growing up being the oldest, I learned a lot about others. Good practices go a long way. Yes, I have two younger siblings. They don't have disabilities, but I understand what it is to help out, you know, with two younger kids. My dad was a single dad although my grandfather lived with us, so he was a help. But, you know, being the oldest child, I had to help him out a lot with my brother and sister. So I totally get that. But where was I going? I forgot what I was talking about. I have so many things on the brain today that I want to do and stuff to do this weekend. And tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Like, where the heck did that come from? Valentine's Day tomorrow. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't even gone to the store or gotten anything for anyone for Valentine's. And it's tomorrow. And like, I have all this stuff in my brain, and my thoughts are coming out like in half sentences because I have so many of them bombarding each other at one time. You think every teacher should have to take a class on special ed regardless if they are going to be a special ed teacher or not? Yes, because not all special needs kids are pulled out of class and put into a special ed classroom or a special ed program for the day or just for a couple of hours or whatever their IEP says. A lot of kids are just mainstreamed. And can you hear him? He's getting loud in there. A lot of kids are just mainstreamed, you know, and depending on their disability, maybe it is ADHD, where they don't actually need to be pulled out into another classroom. They just need some different accommodations to help them focus in class. And our teachers aren't taught to know how to handle those things or how to deal with those things. There are 37 and 38 years old and had to go to school 2 towns away. I still have a hard time how my parents and relatives babying them. I get it, but I don't completely accept it. I understand where you're coming from. I do. I understand where you're coming from. That can be tricky. My child was in full inclusion the majority of her public school years. Yeah, see, that's the difficult thing, you know, is they have a regular teacher, not a special needs teacher or special ed teacher, and they might not have an aide that's available in their classroom. So these teachers and aides, they don't have special needs training of any kind. You know, oh my gosh, we had a teacher one time. Jacob was in online school, and I emailed the teacher because he was having trouble turning in an assignment. It was a long handwritten assignment. I believe it was something for this, like the science fair. They were preparing for the science fair. So he had to write everything out in like this huge chart. Well, my son has Ehlers-Danlos, so on his 504, it says that he doesn't have to handwrite if it's a really long assignment, that he can type his assignments, or he can use like a speech to text, or he can have somebody write it for him. There's so many different options. And so I reached out to her and I said, can you give him some additional time? We need help with this assignment. He's having trouble writing that much. You know, did you read his 504? And she's like, what is a 504? And I'm like, you're a teacher. How do you not know what a 504 is? And I said, well, you should have received a copy when we started your class. And she's like, no, I don't have it. So I sent it to her. And she's like, I have no idea what to do with this document. I don't know what it is. And I'm like, you don't know? I'm like, oh my God. So it was like literally a training session where I was educating her or teaching her, the teacher, what a 504 is and how to apply it in her classroom for my son. And it seems like that was the challenge every year, all the time. different teachers, and then because of the shortage of teachers, there were just substitutes coming in all the time, and then you would have to explain it again, and just the complete lack of knowledge is frustrating and challenging every year. Very tricky. They do have the mindset to be mature. I think my family back home just want to be completely comfortable, want them to enjoy their life, but also feel confident in themselves. I think that's definitely a key with anyone, whether you have disabilities or not, is self-confidence. If you have self-confidence, you can really do anything. You know, you're confident in yourself, so you already feel like you can accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish. If you feel, you know, if you don't have self-confidence, then you rely on other people to help boost you up or to do things for you. And that's a tricky thing. That's a tricky thing. And I know that's something that I have struggled with my whole life. And I think just until recently, like over the past couple of years, I've really, really started to feel more confident in myself. Like I could just conquer the world. But before, I would struggle with that all the time, with just like my self-image, the way that I looked, my weight, my teeth. I'm always worried about my teeth. I drink so much coffee, so my teeth are very yellow, and that bothers me. It was just a self-confidence thing, you know. But I'm always trying to build up my son and make sure that he always feels confident in himself. People are blowing up my phone. Tiffany says, self-confidence is a very, very important. That is so very true. Yes, it really is. If you don't have self-confidence, it leads to a lot of other things, or accompanies a lot of other things. You know, it messes with your brain. It really does. It messes with your mind. Can lead to depression. It can just really make you feel like you're worthless, or like you're not good at anything. You really start questioning yourself, and it becomes stressful. And then stress takes a toll on everything in your body, and you just really make you sick. They have the biggest heart and teach me how to be open and loving as much as they are. I think they teach me more about being a better me than vice versa. Well, that's a good thing. My siblings, I love them to death, but my sister and I, we don't get along. And my brother and I, he's just very distant, and he's always very, very busy. So we don't get to talk as much as I would like, and we don't really get to hang out because we're on opposite ends of the country. But you know, I wish I got to see them more. Your thumb is blue. How about you? True that, Tiffany. Gotta go, Crystal. Good chat, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Take care. Yeah, so it's like with me, self-confidence, that's always just been a struggle. You gotta go too? Okay, no problem. No problem. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. You know, back when I was younger, I was picked on a lot because I was just like the nerdy, geeky kid in school. I loved choir and drama and dance and stuff like that. And I didn't really have to work at getting good grades. It just was easy for me. And so a lot of people just picked on me for that. I don't really know why, but I was picked on a lot. And then growing up, my sister, she was kind of always the super popular one, and nobody really liked me. So that was a challenge for me too, because she always had lots and lots of friends, and you know, she was like running for homecoming queen and like all these different things, and like that just wasn't me at all. Like I was completely the opposite. And so, you know, kind of like bullied a lot. And then when I was in high school, I was super, super, super skinny. Like too skinny. And so they would tease me for that too, that like I was a stick or twig or whatever. And then as I got older and after I had my son, you know, I started gaining weight, and then that was a struggle for me. Like just that self-confidence of, okay, now I'm fat, you know, and it was like always this worry. Request a song from Frozen, you know, okay, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. I have never seen Frozen. I've never seen it. I've never seen Frozen. And so I don't know the song. I don't know the song. I mean, like, I know the whole, like, let it go, but I don't, that's all I know. I don't know the actual words to the song. I don't even know what it's about, really. Um, so yeah, struggling with myself has always been a big deal. And then, you know, one of the big things was it about 2.5 years ago now, I think, or a little over 2 years ago. Um, I was wrestling with my hair. This was kind of a pivotal moment for me, I think. I was wrestling with my hair. My hair was like dark brown, but it's because it was colored that way. I've been coloring my hair since high school. Um, so a very long time, over 20 years. And like all my gray hair was coming out, and I had all these roots. My brother was coming to town, and so I wanted to do my hair, but um, I was trying to figure out a time when I would have the time to color it before he got here. So I was like freaking out. I was stressed out. I was like, I have all this stuff to do, and I started to do my hair. And my husband and my son were like, why do you care so much about your hair? Just be you and stop worrying about what other people think. And that really made me think, like, who am I coloring my hair for? Not myself. I'm coloring it because my brother's coming to town, so technically I'm coloring it for him. I'm coloring it for other people because I'm worried that people are going to think, oh, look at that girl with her roots hanging out, you know, or whatever. So it was really stupid. It was really, really stupid. And I started thinking about that. And then I just decided not to color it anymore. And I just stopped. And it was a huge, huge struggle for me, like the first 6 months, I think, or maybe even the first whole year. It was this struggle for me of my roots would come out, you know, they started getting longer and longer. I didn't want to color them, so I was using like all these different products, like these spray-in colors, and wearing hats and completely covering my hair. I was using, they have like these hair mascaras, which is kind of like the same thing you use on your eyelashes, but it would use to cover your roots. I was using all these different products to, I guess, try and ease my way into just letting it all go. And finally, I just stopped. I stopped messing with all of it, and I'm like, no, I just need to do this and see what happens. The worst thing that can happen is I just recolor it. That's the worst thing that can happen. And it's really funny because it's kind of how I met Kelly, Hip Flippin' Mama. I'm sure some of you know her. she had posted something on Instagram where she was letting her roots grow out. And this is kind of where I was in the middle of my transition also, of letting all my hair grow naturally and not coloring it anymore. And she posted, you know, should I color my hair or should I just let it grow out? And then I reached out to her and we started chatting and we just became great friends after that. But, you know, I just told her, I said, you just need to be you and stop worrying about what other people think of you, because they're going to judge you no matter what. So, for example, if I had brown hair, somebody out there probably thinks that I don't look good with brown hair, that I should have blonde hair or red hair or whatever. Or somebody thinks that I shouldn't have my gray hair, that I should have brown hair, or that I'm too young to have gray hair. Yeah? You think so too? I think the trash man's coming by again, so they're barking. You know, or if you're super skinny, somebody thinks that you look hot and somebody else thinks that you're too skinny, you know, or you have a big butt. Some guys like that and other guys think you have a big butt. So it's just, you know, no matter what, someone is always judging you. And so you just really need to be you. And that was kind of the biggest thing that I really learned. Yeah, like about 2.5 years ago. And it's kind of really changed my life and changed my outlook on everything else just because I stopped coloring my hair. It's really changed the way that, you know, I stopped worrying so much about how other people look at me or what other people think of me. Everyone wants to tell others what they should do. Good thing I'm someone. I'm happy about others if they are happy with themselves. Yeah, that's awesome. It's really great when you see people that are happy with themselves, because then they can share it with other people, and you can see that they're truly happy. Tiffany, you need to hear Crystal sing. I don't know if today is such a good day. My throat is really scratchy. Don't ever worry about what people think of you if you are being a good person and genuine in your efforts. Yes, and that's really what I have learned. Before I was too worried about it, and it was so stressful, you know. But I think you really do have to. I think you really do have to learn that. It's hard not to judge yourself or wonder how other people judge you, you know, or the oppression that you're giving other people. So it's hard not to think about that, but it's definitely something that I've been working on over the last couple of years, and I think I've made a big change in myself, so it's pretty cool. But I think that really draws people to my YouTube channel too, is because now I'm totally myself. I don't care. If you don't like me, you don't have to be here. You know, you could be somewhere else, go to somebody else's live. I'm goofy, I'm weird, this is who I am. And if you don't like it, then you're not my people, you know? The people that like me are here, and those are the people that I support, and vice versa. So those are the people that I want here. I don't want people here that are judging me or think that, you know, I'm no good or I'm weird or whatever. See, I'm losing my voice, Adam. I promise I'll sing for you. Today's not a good day. And I'll sing, if you want me to learn Frozen, I'll learn a Frozen song for you. But you could probably hear my voice is like kind of going in and out a little bit. And it's like, I feel like I'm having to project really loud to talk. But I promise I'll sing for you. Just today I don't think it's going to come out very good. Yeah, it's allergies. We had a huge windstorm come through here, and the wind was nuts. It was crazy. But it's always right after the windstorm. I get like this. And it happens more often than not because we live in Vegas and it's always windy in Vegas. And it's just that, you know, Vegas is all dirt. So when it's windy, just all the dirt's in the air. And yeah, it's dry and yuck. Dry and yuck. But if it wasn't windy, I would love the weather here. But it's windy more often than it's not, and I don't really like that. Why is okay? I have like 30 messages or something on my cell phone right now. As soon as I go live, you know, everybody starts messaging me. You didn't have allergy issues until moving here? Well, that sucks. That really, really sucks. Yeah, it's probably the dirt. So, okay, I'm not a doctor, but here's a suggestion, and maybe, you know, run it by your doctor or whatever. Don't just take my suggestion and run with it. But here's a suggestion. So I use 2 different types of allergy medication in combination, and this is actually prescribed to me. So, you know, don't just take my word for it. Make sure you check with a doctor. I'm not a doctor, so don't come back and say, well, you said that I could do. No, don't do that. Go ask your doctor. But for me, I take a combination of Zyrtec and Claritin, and I take both. I take both at the same time. Now, I don't usually take medications, and I try not to take them if I can. And I'll try to run, you know, lavender or eucalyptus oils and things in my house. But when a windstorm like that comes through, the oils don't always do a great job. So I do take a combination of Claritin and Zyrtec. And my doctor said that this combination, I guess Claritin targets certain allergies and Zyrtec targets some other ones. So the combination of both works the best for me because I have so many allergies. You've had a lot of rain. You're glad it's not snow. It's the middle of February. Yeah, you know, this time last year, I think it was the end of February, it was snowing here in Las Vegas. So I don't know what's happening, but it's like 60 or so during the day and then like 40s at night. It's usually quite a bit colder still here in February. So that's interesting. But yeah, this time last year it was snowing here in Vegas. Or at least it snowed in my house. I mean, I'm sure you guys saw it on the news. Like, even the airport shut down last year because Vegas doesn't have a snowplow. So the airport was closed last year. So funny. Vegas is a bowl of winds carrying everything swirling around, kicking your life in the face with allergies. Yes! Yes! Oh my God, yes. It always feels like the Sahara Desert in my eyes. Oh, it's miserable. But yeah, we'll check in with your VA doc. Okay. I was sure tell Crystal said to hook me up. Only if that's what he thinks he should have. But yeah. Zyrtec works so far for me. I've tried Zyrtec and Claritin and Allegra, no difference. Well, if Zyrtec works for you, then maybe you have whatever allergies Zyrtec targets. I don't know exactly what they are. I just have to take a combination of 2 different ones because I guess different ones target different allergies. I don't know exactly how it works, but the 2 work for me. If I take one or the other, I'm still miserable. So if I take both, I'm good. It snowed here? When? Oh, last year it snowed there. We got a little bit. Not a lot, but we got a little bit. Hey, Beth, how are you? I saw your doggy. So cute. I don't remember his name, but he's so cute. It reminds me of, we had some really nice neighbors that lived next door, and their dog looks just like that. He's adorable. Absolutely love him. And I keep calling her and like, we need a play date for the doggies. Callie, that's right, Callie. You're getting in the car? Where are you going? Are you going to work? So yeah, my voice is weird right now. It's kind of like scratchy, or it's like not all the way there to where it feels like I'm kind of losing my voice, although that doesn't happen very often, but it kind of feels like it's starting. You know, when you start losing your voice, that's how it feels. So like I feel like I'm talking really loud, but the sound isn't coming out very loud. Hello, couple of pickers. Thank you for joining us. You guys are awesome. Oh, you're picking up your wife from work. Okay, cool. Heading out of the house. It was great keeping up with you. See you again soon. No, I'm not coming down with something. I never, ever get sick. Maybe once a year. That's it. Usually it's just allergies or a migraine, but I never get sick. So I doubt that that's what it is. It just feels like allergies. Like I don't have chills or fever or anything like that. So it's probably just allergies. But thank you, Sunny, for being here. And I will see you again soon, I'm sure. Maybe one day I'll run into you out there. She's getting off early. That's nice. So does everybody have, well, a lot of you are resellers in here, I guess, but anybody that does work, do you guys have a long weekend, 3-day weekend because of President's Day? Is anybody doing anything for Valentine's Day? I have no idea what the heck I'm doing for Valentine's Day. I need to figure something out because it's tomorrow. You're going to have Jason on next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Cool. Professor Sales? Do I know Jason? I don't know. I don't know if I do or not. I'm trying to keep up with everybody, and it's hard. Like I'll recognize, you know, the YouTube names or screen names, and then I try to remember everybody's first names. It doesn't always happen. But yeah, anybody have Valentine's Day plans? I don't. Valentine's Day is not a big deal in our house. We are the kind of family. Hey, Simply Dana, how are you? We're the kind of family who Valentine's Day is like every day. I mean, it's not a special day, I don't think, for us. I mean, we'll still, and when I say we, I mean my husband and I and my son, because we always include him with Valentine's Day or anniversary or whatever it is that we're doing. He's always included, and it's not just my husband and I. So Valentine's Day, we don't go out or go anywhere. I mean, it's crazy trying to get a reservation at a restaurant or go out. It's just too much. So too many people, too busy, a lot of places you can't even get into, or you're waiting for like an hour. I just want to eat. I don't care. So, you know, Valentine's Day, I would rather just stay home, That's it. And, you know, we might exchange a card and have some chocolate or something, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal for us, really. But I love to do stuff for my son and just really get him, you know, like some treats and maybe some balloons or something like that. Like, I really like to do stuff for him more than I do for my husband. But I do stuff for him every day too. He was very active several years ago on YouTube, not much lately. I went to a steakhouse last night. My friend joked I was his Valentine date, but we split the check. Hey, that's okay. Being single on Valentine's Day is not a bad thing. It's not. Valentine's Day is overrated. It really is. I think I have like a print on demand t-shirt in my Etsy store, and I forget exactly what I put on it. Wait, let me see really quick. It's something about like forget chocolate and flowers for Valentine's Day, feed me tacos or something like that. And that is so me. That's me. Like, I don't care about flowers. You know, I just want to eat. So take me out to eat, or give me some tacos. I don't know. I don't need flowers. I don't need chocolate. I need tacos. But yeah, I'll probably do something for my son, but you know, get my husband a card or something. I need to figure that out because that's tomorrow, and I need to do something today, I guess. I need to run to the store after this live and get some Valentine's Day stuff. I don't know. Maybe cook a nice dinner for the family or something. But I think tonight, my son's really, really into poetry. So I've been trying to find more like meetup groups and things around town where he can either do some of his like poetry readings or bounce ideas off of other poets. And I don't know what it is they do exactly, but there's a poetry reading tonight at UNLV. So I wonder if that's something we'll go do tonight if he wants to. Thank you for the tacos. That sounds amazing right now. I could so go for tacos right this minute. What time is it? 10:30 my time. Hey, they serve lunch around here at 10:30. I could go get tacos somewhere. But yeah, so I mean, this chat has gone like way off topic from from autism and disabilities, but that's okay. That's awesome. It's hard sometimes just to keep going by yourself for an hour. So I'm glad to have all of you in the chat and talking with me and asking me questions and stuff. It makes live streams so much easier when you don't have a guest and you're just by yourself. So you guys are awesome. I appreciate all of you. I am going to get going just because I got to figure out something for Valentine's, and I feel like my voice is disappearing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. I will be back again next Thursday, probably the same time. 9:30 seems to be a good time. So next Thursday, 9:30 Pacific time, my channel, same place, same back channel. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you all for being here, and happy Valentine's Day and happy 3-day weekend if you celebrate the 3-day weekend. Yeah, so have a good Valentine's Day. Eat lots of chocolate. Hope you get whatever you asked your significant other for, and so on and so forth. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.